to Anchored In.
Welcome back to Anchored In, our SGA weekly podcast show where we, as students and faculty staff, connect everybody to the
guest today.
Yeah.
Mr. M.
Yes, we have a special guest. But before we get into it, well, I guess just go ahead and introduce yourselves. All right. My name is Joshua Brunson. I'm the Coordinator of Student Activities, SGA Advisor.
I am Annabella Farron, and I'm the Event Coordinator on SGA. Happy to be here.
Yep. I'm Richard Glass. I am a senator. And
I'm Mr. Malachowsky, Assistant Professor of Microbiology and Anatomy Physiology.
Oh, can't wait to get into this conversation.
Oh, yes.
Thanks for our special guest, Mr. M. He told us to call him. All right. Because I imagine not a lot of your students can pronounce your last name. So, well, before we get into the episode, our theme for this episode is finding your rhythm, because the first few weeks is all about figuring things out. You got to navigate classes, campus life, everything in between, and overall just kind of settling into the semester at your own pace. Before we talk about more of that, let's just get into our Campus Wave report and talk about what's going on next week. All right?
Okay. So what's going on next week, guys?
What's going on next week? All right. First, I'll talk about it. All right. Just from, a faculty, I'm not a faculty, but faculty staff standpoint, your academic reminder is make sure if you have an online class, you submit those first week assignments. Or if, hopefully you went to class this week, you got to do something in the first week so that you won't be marked as a no-show. All right. Avoid being marked as a no-show. All right. So you won't get dropped out of your classes, all that good stuff. All right. So make sure you complete your first week's assignments and show up to class. Did y'all show up to class this week?
Oh, I did.
Yes, of course.
Okay, perfect. All right, great.
Definitely did. And then Mr. JB over here wants to do all the schoolwork on his online
you're
class.
a student of both of their classes.
Of both of their classes. Yeah, there's both of my class right here. So
Yeah.
Yes. Hey.
got a bunch of homework to do.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh.
Mr. M all day.
Wow.
Got to.
It's cool. I mean,
You're
rightfully
hurting,
so.
JB.
Rightfully so. No, it's good. It's cool. It's cool.
I've already had him for 2 semesters back to back. Like,
And
It's
he keeps
okay.
coming back for more.
It's okay. He's the fun
so much
advisor.
fun.
He's the one who makes everything roll out here on SGA.
All right, let's talk about the next week's schedule because y'all have a little short week as a student.
Give me a little extra time to do some homework and stuff. You know,
what's going
Get to
on?
sleep in. We got MLK Day, and then we have Tuesday, which is colleges closed for students and employees on campus.
Well,
No,
I'm
wait.
pretty sure the
Just
staff
for
is still on
students.
campus
Yeah,
because
just
I
the
was
staff,
talking
I
to my public speaking teacher, Devin Rings, and he was saying that he was not excited to be here on Tuesday.
He's amazing. I had him last semester too. So you'll have a fun time in that class. But
It's actually a professional development day, so we're kind of in meetings all day.
so that's probably not going to be the greatest thing while we are over here having a great time.
Well, in case my boss or boss's boss hears this, I'm not going to make any comments about being in meetings all day.
We can infer.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
my goodness,
I
no.
know what I'm going to be doing that day, and that's going to be definitely sleeping.
Oh my goodness.
Having a great relationship with my bed.
Yeah, as Mr. M said, yeah. Okay, so we have MLK Day. Obviously, everybody's all for that. But then faculty staff, we have a development day, professional development day, where we just learn a lot of things. I actually have a session with AFC where I'm doing trivia and tea, where pretty much I'm just going over student resources and helping faculty and staff point students in the right direction for whatever student resources they need. So
Definitely don't want them to be lost.
exactly. But as students, hopefully y'all, find your rhythm and plan ahead for assignments you have coming up rather than sleeping all day.
I think we have an event next week too. Don't we have an event? The Just
Not
Dance?
next week. The week after.
That's the week
No,
after,
that's the
yeah.
week
That'll be on
after.
episode 3's podcast.
You guys should
Episode
come.
3. Yep. Y'all
I'll
should
have a
come.
Just Dance battle with every single one of you. Please show up.
Yep. she's
I'll
ready.
probably win every single one. Though.
Oh,
I'll
that
bet you
sounds
right
like
now.
a challenge.
Are
over
you
here.
going to do some breakdancing?
I can't break dance, but I mean, when I was a kid, I used to do tap dance and jazz and lyrical. No ballet. My parents were against that. But
It's ballet.
well, it just really ruins your feet.
Your
Sorry to the
feet, yeah.
ballerinas out there, but they didn't want me to have messed up toes, so
Yeah.
I could do all that. But I've been slaying Just Dance since first grade, so I'm super excited to host the Just Dance Day.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool. All right. So we had a jam-packed week of events for our Welcome Back week. So let's do a little recap. So Monday we had our SGA breakfast. I feel like that was a good turnout. It was supposed to be tutors, but we had a little hiccup, so we switched to Cracker Barrel. But it was
Just
still
as good.
It was just
Just
as
as
good.
good.
It was
Just
just as
as
good.
good.
So it was pretty good.
Who doesn't like Cracker Barrel?
Exactly.
Yep.
And then Tuesday we had our club rush, which was pretty fun. We had a lot of cool things. Our unmanned vehicle systems brought out their dog robot, and he was able to spin the wheel
Yeah.
and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
so
a
it
lot
was
of people came out for
Yeah,
that,
so nice.
and I'm excited
And
for how many people
we got
joined
a
SGA.
bunch of new
yeah.
SGA signups,
Yes.
which is that's what I always want to see. I want
Yes,
to see
I
y'all
have-
becoming involved and sign up for SGA to help us out for all these events.
Which, if you're not currently involved in SGA, you should be.
yes,
Definitely.
please. I have a stack
Come
of
see
paper
this.
that I have to go through. Everybody that applied during our club
my
rush. So
gosh.
yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
have to, I got to get through all those.
It's gonna be crazy.
But yeah.
That's for sure.
We're building in numbers, so that's all that matters.
Great.
Everybody's getting involved this semester.
Oh yeah.
Wednesday we had our Beat Chipola night. It was a pretty good night. We gave out some free Chick-fil-A sandwiches. We gave away some Beats headphones and a $50 gift card. Our women's team unfortunately lost, but the men's team won. So we was able to come out 1-1 against Chipola. So, but we play them again this season. So hopefully
We can
the
definitely
women.
get our get back.
Oh yeah, we got to get our
Definitely
get back.
Definitely got to.
And then as of yesterday was a really good turnout.
Oh my lord, that was
That's really
Oh
good
yeah,
turnout.
the
best thing
dirty
ever.
sodas was
I've
crazy.
never
Did
had
you
a
get
dirty
one?
soda before in my life.
Well,
Yes.
he'll have to inform you of some more
Yes,
events.
next time, yes. But the dirty soda never had one before, and I didn't even know what to get. So I was just like, yeah, I like Coca-Cola. Just put whatever you want in there, and like, oh my lord, that was the best thing I've ever had. And then we had a line of students wrapped around. They were like, we got.
Oh
do
yeah,
more.
it was
Like,
freezing
oh, my
outside,
Lord.
and they all
Yeah,
want
that's the
cold
thing.
soda, and I was just like, "How are y'all standing out there?"
Oh, because it
I
was
was
that
nervous.
good. When I'm telling you it was that good, oh my lord.
Yes, I was
We need
very
to have that
nervous
every
about
week.
that.
I
'Cause
think that'll be a return.
the coldest day of the week
100%.
we had an outside event. And
Yes.
I mean, we couldn't tell, but yeah. But Serene Drinks and Boutique, thank y'all so much for providing those dirty sodas for our students. As Richard said, it was a long line.
We might have
And,
to figure out a way to get them like on campus.
Hey,
Hey,
might have to
like,
bring it back for our
like-
spring fling.
like for real.
So-
Like that place was so good. Lord.
All right, so that was last week and the week's coming up. And let's transition to our faculty spotlight.
Right.
As we mentioned earlier, we have a special guest.
Very
Richard, you
special.
want to introduce this special guest that we have here?
This is Mr. M right here. He teaches human anatomy and physiology and microbiology. I had taken him for last semester and this semester too. So he's one of the best, my favorite teachers. Like if you ever get bored, like during class because your teachers are boring, this man right here will never have you boring, like ever. He's high energy with nice jokes around. Like he's gonna keep you entertained. You'll never fall asleep in his class.
Hey, I always love the good professor like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, the person. All right, so welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much
Glad
for
to
having
have
me
you
here.
on here.
Was that a suffice intro?
Yeah,
Would you like to add
did you
anything
enjoy
else?
that intro?
It works for me. It's truthful because honestly, I think that if I'm like, what is it? Not Fast Times at Richmond High's Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Bueller, was it Mr. Hand, whatever
Yep.
his name,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like monotone. You're going to put everyone to sleep. And honestly, if you're sleeping, you're not learning. So I was like, okay, we're going to keep this class rolling.
I like that. So, human anatomy and microbiology probably. It's one of the most talked about, the most challenging that we hear on campus.
Sure.
So we wanted to bring you on to give kind of like a faculty perspective on the subject in that class. So we have a couple of questions we want to ask you. And,
Sure. Feel free.
we'd love to get your insight and help our students, pass human anatomy.
Oh yes.
Actually, I would say it's not just about passing the course. I'll even kind of interject.
Okay.
It's about making it a part of themselves. So once they go into their majors, nursing, dental hygiene, sonography, radiography, we could go off PTA.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. So this knowledge carries over. I mean, we could all have classes as faculty where we make it very easy, give them the answers, and they all pass. And that was a waste of your time and money.
Mm-hmm.
It's about making a profound change from the day you walk into the class to the day once you take that final, that you are much better thinker, learner, and being able to apply the concepts that you've been exposed to.
Oh, that's
Beautifully
beautiful.
said.
Yes.
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
we were like,
Yeah.
we're twinning over here.
Yes. Troy, when
Okay.
you're getting out to these jobs, you know what you're doing.
Exactly. Not just,
Yeah, you got 'em
passing
on the hook,
along,
huh?
but yeah.
Yes.
I like that you said, it has to, you have to know it.
Yes.
You have to know, especially if you're going into any of those health fields, things like that. Well, before we get into like the questions about the class, like what is your background, schooling, all that good stuff, and how did you get into being a professor and all that good stuff?
Okay. Well, I grew up in New York City, a place called the Bronx, or growing
the
up,
Bronx.
They called it the Boogie Down Bronx.
The Boogie Down Bronx, yep.
The Bronx. Like it's kind of like the Bears. And early on, I think junior high school, somehow I discovered science. I found an interest in it and kind of stayed with me ever since. I went to this place called the Bronx High School of Science. It's a magnet school. It's one of the better schools in America. And from there, I went upstate New York, this place called Ithaca.
Okay.
Ithaca, where I went to a place called Cornell University.
Okay, Cornell, Harvard Cornell.
And majored in microbiology. Graduated, I guess we could show off a little bit on this podcast, with honors and distinction.
Nice.
And I had an interest in what we call environmental microbiology and using microbes to take care of toxic waste. So I ended up working for a year from Cornell, went down and across to Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee, and worked as a technician. Met my wife, Leslie, been married for over 30 years now.
Congrats.
So that was along the way. And the research I did as a technician and looking at microbes getting rid of toxic waste became the basis for my master's degree. And during my master's degree, and that was probably very pivotal with our conversation here, I was what you called a teaching assistant or
TA
or slave labor, depends upon if you're a TA, you know what I'm saying, or indentured servant, one way or the other. You're getting paid very little, do very lot.
Yep.
But I had my first classes, and I realized I was never more alive than when I was teaching those microbiology labs. In my mind, I wanted a PhD and go into research and work in a big university, and I was going towards a PhD, but the more research I did, the more I realized it wasn't as interesting as I thought it would be. But teaching those students was awesome.
Nice.
So I made one of those pivotal, life-changing decisions. I'm not going to worry about the PhD. I'm going to take a couple classes in A&P to round out my education and then go, because I knew with a master's degree, you could work at a 2-year college. Yeah. And I figured that's what I wanted to do. And it took me 1 year of doing what we call adjuncting, kind of working here and there, and taught some different classes. And I got my first full-time job in North Carolina, worked there for 5 years, and then found a better job in South Carolina, and now got the most awesome job in Northwest Florida at Gulf Coast State College. Thanks, Flitty and the gang, for saying yes. We'll offer you a job. We appreciate it.
Nice.
So I've been here for about 2 years now.
Oh, really?
And teaching, Anatomy 1, Lecture Lab, Anatomy 2 Lab. We'll be teaching lecture hopefully next spring. Microbiology, Lecture, and Lab. Microbiology is my specialty, but I feel it's comfortable teaching anatomy, physiology to the students.
Perfect.
Did you mind trading in your current lifestyle in South Carolina for the beach?
Oh, that was one of the things. South Carolina. I lived in Florence, and it's kind of 90 minutes.
South Carolina is definitely beautiful, and they have a lot
but
of old
but you don't know Florence. You know, all my students in Florence are telling me I need to get out of here, and I'm just like, I'm still living there. And after 22 years, give or take, it's like time for a change. That it was 90 minutes to Columbia, 90 minutes to the beach. Here I'm a half hour from the beach.
Yep.
The other college, I won't even name it, didn't have a gym. We have a gym here. We do plays here. We do music here. The other place is. So culturally, I'm able to have a good time. I figured in my last bit of my career, I've been teaching over 30 years. Let me have a good time.
Well, this college is on the water, too. You could go take a swim.
Oh,
right after
I
class.
see. I thank God every day just looking at that view into the ocean there, the Gulf.
Yeah. Do you have a nice view from your office?
I actually am one of the few faculty without any windows, but that's okay. Just have more place to.
We can put up some posters or windows.
Yeah, you see my swag. I got a lot.
He
lot
does
of
got
things.
a lot of posters.
Yeah. I don't have any windows either. I'm in a closet, so
You're just like, thank you for the paycheck.
I'm here.
Hey.
I'm always on the go anyway, so I just see the water anytime.
Well,
I
yeah,
go
that's
outside.
that's the most asked question in SGA. Where's JB?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Is that like up there with Where's Waldo?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
pretty much.
Pretty
He's
much.
the Waldo of the school.
I'm telling
I
you,
mean, he's wearing the hat too.
I'm telling you, he's got a secret little
Yeah.
base somewhere here that we got to find. Like it's
Yeah, I got to keep it.
Yeah,
hidden
no,
so
they were
you can't
joking
find
about
me.
getting you a
Secret.
tile or an air tag,
Right.
a walkie-talkie. You know.
Anyways, I think let's get into these questions.
Of
though.
course, yeah.
So, let's see. What does human anatomy, or like, why does human anatomy and physiology like feel challenging to students? Why do you think that?
There's a lot of terminology. If I'm taking a Spanish class or a French class, I know it's a foreign language. When they hear AMP, they don't assume it's a foreign language. But there's all these medical terms, and I've been telling the students, one of my sayings lately is, don't memorize it, analyze it. That's one of my sayings to go. You see a word you don't know, break it down, look it up, prefix, suffix, root. Make that word make sense. And they don't realize coming into class that there's going to be so many words, and we're rather honestly vigorous. And think about why. Well, people's lives are at stake. You're going to be a nurse, a dental hygienist, sonographer, and how you do your job will directly impact the outcome of someone's health. So we all, not saying we're above and beyond the other faculty at this college, but personally, we're
it's
going to,
important.
but personally, in our minds, you know, can we go easier or harder? Most likely we're not going to go easier because
Yeah.
we know we need to make a good product for this community. And that's
Right.
ultimately where it goes because we live here. And if I end up in the hospital one day, I see Richard over me, I'll be like, am I going to be screaming, oh, no, not him? Or I'll be like, yeah, he's a good product. Go to it, man. So they just don't expect how much work it's going to be. And it is.
Well, yeah.
So that leads on to the next question, though. It's like, how do you think like students could successfully, or like what successfully things that students can do to like make it more easier, or like be able to like to pass the course?
Oh, sure. The thing is a lot of students are going to wait to implement good protocols maybe after the first test. They're going to be assuming, well, I didn't have to study in high school. Maybe I didn't have to study at some other places. So I don't need to study here. And they kind of are in for a rude awakening. And I hate that. So they need to, it's an attitude issue. It's not an ability issue in most cases. Yes, there's a few students that need their English abilities to be better. But the attitude is what? It's true. I've been there. So with the attitude issue, it's essentially students overthink their own abilities and underthink the requirements of the course. So they're going to procrastinate. They're going to wait to the last second. I have in all my classes, and Rich has seen it, these things called success guides. And it's down-to-earth lingo on how to study, how to time manage, teaching the pet who? What's my expression, teaching the pet?
Oh yeah, teaching the pet. I forgot. It's the pet something.
Oh, my. You're hurting me. You're
How can you be
hurting.
his favorite student and not know?
Listen,
I
because
put it on the spot. Teaching the pet rock, dude.
oh yeah, the pet rock. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now I got it. Because that's
Yeah.
what I thought it was, but I was scared to say it low key. I was just like, I don't know.
And
if I'm
that's
wrong.
another thing. Okay, good. Another reason students do poorly. They second guess themselves. They have a lack of confidence. Go with your first answer in any course. Almost always, if you second guess yourself, you're going to get it wrong.
Well, it's also okay to be wrong, too. You could answer a question and be like, oh, and you get it corrected easily.
Yeah, but then if you're wrong, you get a 40 on a test.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I'm just saying in class.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely
Yeah.
ask questions.
But-
Definitely study because, Lord, human anatomy. I was freaking out. I went to the lab. I was in that lab every single day. I'm telling you, every day, trying to learn how to, mainly how to spell because I do not know how to spell.
In my microbiology class, there's no spelling. He's like,
Or the day that I was in class and I picked up a femur and I was like, humorous. I was like, he looked at me so crazy. He was like, oh, Lord, this ain't about to be a good semester. So,
but that's the problem with a lot of students. They underestimate the workload. They think that, well, if it's, let's say, 10 hours of studying, I'll do it all Sunday. So The human
God.
brain, there's a folks, I'm going to use a big word here. There's some
we go.
neurobiology to learning, and studies have shown it's a repetition, it's a practice. So doing 10 hours all at once is not the way to go, and people will do that. People say, well, we're going to burn that midnight oil. Don't do that either. The brain processes memories, what you learned while you sleep. So if you spend up all night and trying to get that work, you're going to be foggy, and all that stuff is not going to stick. So you got to do it kind of every day. Overextension. Well, I'm going to take a full load. I work 2 jobs. I got a lot of family obligations. Ooh. Well, did you plan out some time if you need to have an office hour with the faculty? You overload yourself, and I see students doing poorly because they just have too much going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
That feeling of overwhelmness is like, it just starts setting in, and then you start to panic. And then, like, when that happens, you walk in to take that test, you might know all the answers, but when you're taking that test, gone. It's like you never even studied for it. Like, you're just drawing blank. So,
and to expand, practicing. Think about math. We've all had math classes.
Yep.
Do you learn math just by watching the professor write on the board?
Absolutely.
How do you learn math?
you keep doing the equations
Exactly.
over and over
And
again.
And showing your work.
And I like to put a shout out to Miss Demetrius Farmer, our person who's in charge of the bio-tutor lab. The room, was it 108? Does that sound right? I think so. Anyway, it's first floor, and we have all the models. We have microscopes. We have slides. We have dead cats when we get up to that yet.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen those.
Uh-huh.
And how do I learn this anatomy, this lab stuff? You go down to the tutor center, you get a hold of a femur and call it a femur, not a humerus, and you go practice it. Yep. People are like, I'm just going to study the PowerPoints. What's the problem with the PowerPoint? It's flat. What is a bone? 3-dimensional. Yeah. The brain has problems if all you study is flat. And then you take a test with 3D, your brain's going to freak.
Oh, yeah.
But if you practice using the 3D, the real model, then you go into the test, you should have, hopefully, not overthink it, not have lack of self-confidence, and just run with it. And hopefully proper spelling, but we won't quibble that too much.
Listen, the bones I didn't do bad, but hey, the last muscles? One was, the muscles, that was pretty bad.
So, like, when and, like, how should students ask for help? When should they ask for help? And then how,
Yeah. I'm glad you asked that. Let's go down this conversation.
Okay.
What does it mean to be insane?
To be doing the same thing.
Over and over.
Yep.
And
with
expecting a different outcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I tell my students that I've had a lot of insane students over the years. And I said I came up with, I'll copyright this one because I came up with, don't be insane, be sick. Sick.
Okay. Be sick.
SICC. When you do bad on the first test, or you're studying and you see it's Greek, make significant, immediate, consistent change. Ooh. So, especially, so some people going into the test will be like, oh, I understood, and then get a 40. Not saying everyone. Most people do well. But for those who get that 40.
Small exceptions.
Yes. So they kind of probably had a lack of what we call metacognition. I like these big words here. Metacognition is knowing what you know and knowing what you don't know. One thing I tell the students right from the beginning, and we'll go back to sick, is to teach the who?
The pet rock.
Okay, good. You learned
I got it this time. See, I learned it. I'm learning.
And what's that even about? You don't read your notes 20 times. You have to read your notes once or twice. Mm-hmm. That's not learning. What you do then is get your pet rock or little child or boyfriend or whatever you have available, whiteboard, and off the top of your head, you start writing things down, making maps, concept maps, how this and this are connected, how this is different. You work, you chew the knowledge. If you can't do that, teach. If you can't teach it to someone else or rock, you don't know it. Yes, you can read it and it can be familiar, but I could read something 50 times, be familiar, and have no idea what it's saying. So going back to sick, when to get help?
Yeah.
Immediately. After that very first test especially. And I'll have students that Fail first test. And I'll send them an email. Hey, let's see some office hours. Fail test number 2. Hey, see some office hours. Maybe at test 3, after they fail that one, they come to see me. Then there's that problem of too little.
Too late.
And their GPA, and they get a D, but in nursing and all those things, don't we need
a C.
Need a C.
And it gets to the point to where it's like, you're all too late. And then it's just like, you look at the grade that you need just to pass the C, and it's like you have to almost have a perfect score.
You gotta have 150 or something.
No, you have to have
And
like
that happens.
95.
In our lab tests,
curve.
we have in Anatomy 1 and 2, 4 lab tests. There's no homework. There's no quizzes. There's nothing dropped. There's no extra credit. There's no curves. It's 4 tests. 50 questions each for any of you future students. So if you fail, so you guys do the math for me. You have 4 tests. 1 test you get a 0. Can you still pass?
Barely.
Can you still pass the course?
Yes.
Yes. You have to get 100 on the next
you gotta
3.
get 100.
Then you get a 75 average.
Yeah.
But bottom line, you failed 2 tests. You just repeated the course.
Yep.
And you don't want to get into that. So again, significant, immediate, consistent. Significant.
You should
Well,
be sure.
instead of studying for a half hour, I'm going to study for 40 minutes. Is that significant?
Nope.
No. I'm going to put a couple hours in. Immediate. Well, I failed. Should I wait 3 more tests before I change? Consistent. I study like crazy the next test, I get an A. Next test, I go back to 5 minutes.
So, yeah.
Consistent.
Yeah. You gotta
And
stay
the
consistent.
change, it has to be changed so we're not insane.
Yep.
And so many students, I'll keep saying that, but they have to fail again and again. I'm like, you got the ability. You got to tap in on it.
Does that ever make you like frustrated though? Like, I'm giving you, like you said, you have a success guide. You know, you email them with the office hours, and you dropping all these gems like you're doing now. But like, does it ever like just get frustrating, or are you just like, oh, here we go again?
I get vested in all my students.
Yeah.
So I do. Sometimes my students will see where I'm getting a little bit louder and louder. It's it's emotional. It means something to me.
I like that.
Just like if when my students are a nurse, I hope they get invested into their patients, not where it crosses any lines or anything, but want them to stop smoking, watch the diet, lose the weight or whatever. I want my students do the studying, ask the questions. We all have, for all the faculty, office hours, we answer emails, so but you gotta ask for that help, gotta come into the office.
Wow. So on a given semester, how many classes do you teach?
Lately, I have 9 classes.
9 classes.
I teach overloads.
Okay, so
that's how we pay the bills.
yeah, I mean, that is true. But that ties into my next question. Was a 2-parter, one for students and one for yourself. All right.
Okay.
So what would you tell a student feeling overwhelmed, and then how do you handle, or do you even get overwhelmed? And
Thank
how
you
do
for
you
your
handle
time,
it?
by the way.
Okay, we'll go. Okay, with the student feeling overwhelmed, have you talked to the instructor? I'm really, I could get kind of loud in the class to keep people's attention. In my office, it'll be a totally different ambiance. And we could talk about ways to make the class less scary, which is making you feel, and probably you're feeling overwhelmed in most cases. Why? Because you're waiting to the last minute. You're not getting the homework done. You're not learning it. So if we kind of space it out, it does get better. In terms of myself I practice what I preach. I have a day planner.
Nice.
And just kind of plan out the week. And I don't wait to the end of the week to grade. If I have online tests and it's open a couple of days, I'm going to grade them as they come in. I do have a thing where if you take a test with me, how long does it take to get a grade?
Same day. You're going to have it that same day.
Unless if it's like an 8:30 p.m. class, I'm going to go home. I tell my students I'm going to go into the fetal position, shake for a little bit, and then eventually get out of that. And if you're my student, you've heard me say that.
It's very diligent of you.
And it's very true.
Yeah, you're definitely going to get graded same day unless you're submitting it at like 11 p.m. or 12 p.m., like midnight. Like then it'll
Next
be first
day.
thing next day. But
that's how I don't get overwhelmed by keep doing it every day versus having 500 starting Friday.
That's a lot of students. Oh my goodness, the grade. That's a lot.
Yeah, but like I said, I've done this for 30 years, so I know how to pace myself.
Yeah, I just began. I mean, I'm obviously on the staff side, but I'm a little adjunct instructor.
What are you teaching?
The SLS, student life skills.
Okay, so I know ESL.
Oh, okay, yeah.
like-
But it's not as rigorous as your class. But I have kind of waited till last minute to grade, and it just piles up. But not this semester. We're doing better.
You just got to make a call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too. So what would be your biggest takeaways after this conversation to students?
Sure. That I would say that don't overextend yourselves. I know, like for nursing and dental hygiene and a lot of those majors, by certain semesters, there are certain milestone classes you have to have done to enter the program. Mm-hmm. And if you have to take A&P and microbiology together to get in, I don't want you waiting another year. You do what you got to do. But cut back on work. In other words, if all of a sudden they offer you a couple extra hours, and it's not that the money will be that critical. I don't want no one losing their lease or not paying a mortgage or going without. But if you don't have to work those extra hours and you're struggling in a class, put that time towards the class.
Agreed.
Short-term sacrifice for long-term benefit. That's another way. So don't necessarily worry about all those extra hours. And a lot of students want to see the green. I was like, imagine how much more green you would be making in your field.
Exactly.
So go into the class not being overextended. Go into the class where you see what the faculty is saying and try to do something new. If they say, we got these new tools teaching the pet rock, using a day planner a certain way, be brave, think outside the box. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're getting A's, then you keep doing what you do and don't backslide. But if you keep getting F's, we're going to sick.
Yes.
So be willing to get out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
It's absolutely that. And, absolutely. Call. Well, I'm afraid to call you. Like you're loud. Well, then send me an email. I mean,
there's multiple means of communication.
Yeah, there's all multiple ways of communication.
Yeah.
And all the faculty at this college are awesome. We want to see you succeed, but you got to make use of us. So if you're back in a corner in the classroom being uber quiet and failing everything, you need to do something. You're back corner getting A's, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's good. Remember, teach the pec rock and be sick.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hey, how about this? If it is to be, it is up to me.
Oh.
Self-responsibility.
Self-responsibility. Hey, we just were.
That's what I'm saying. Multiple.
Exactly.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
I thought you were from the West Coast for a second when you said sick, though. Like, I was thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm from California, and we'll say, like, hella.
Is that like where 6'7" came from? Hey, I got
No.
6'7".
Oh, my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Lord.
God,
Thank
so
you so
mad.
much for joining. Obviously, you can stay
yeah.
if you want, but
Of
thank you
course.
for joining and giving us
It's
the
been a
insights.
Yep.
Because I hear my students. I'm around students all the time, so I always hear them talk about the A&P and the labs and all the knowledge they have to learn, things they have to learn throughout the class. So we thought, this week of bringing you on, or a professor that teaches those classes, and just kind of give that perspective of the class.
I'll throw out one more thing based on what you said. Yes, you're going to be, for all the students going into these allied health sciences, you're going to be doing all this work. But I think the critical thing is that a lot of students don't think, and you really need to think, you're putting all this effort in, not for the degree, not for the money, but for your future patients. Mm-hmm. When you feel lazy, procrastinating, how is that helping you be the best that you can be? How is that helping that hospice patient, geriatric patient, pediatric patient? Always think about the person you want to help. That should empower you to work even extra, because it's about the patient more than anything.
That's how you know you love it.
Yep.
That's how you know you love it.
That's how you know you love it.
Yeah.
Amen.
All right.
Let's play a little game.
Let's play a little game. We're going to have a little
I'm gonna
game
hang
time.
out.
Hang out. Let's play a little game.
Let's play a little game.
All right. So it's this or that, campus edition. So I'm going to name out two things, and you're going to say you want this or that. All right.
Alrighty.
You prefer this or that. Okay.
Yep.
And it's all about campus and college. All right. So online classes or in-person classes?
In person. 100%.
I think I'm more of like an in-person class, so I can be able to talk to the teachers, be able to get that I don't have to wait for a response, through an email.
I do the half and half of my schedule. That's what I did last semester and this semester, just because I'm commuting from an hour away, so it's a little harder to be here 4 days a week. But I think I learn a little bit more in person than I would online. What about teaching it for you guys? What do you
I've
what
only
do you
taught.
prefer?
Well, actually, I have taught both. I prefer in-person classes to teach. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's harder to build that connection in a web-based class, but you try as much as you can. But
Yeah.
how about you, Mr. M?
Absolutely. With face-to-face, you get the energy going.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Even though sometimes students still come in dragging around, but you can kind of help change the energy, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, morning classes or night classes?
Morning.
night. I'm not a morning person whatsoever. I like sleeping in.
I want to be done with my day when I'm done
And
with
I think
class.
Mr. M can agree with me on this one. I don't think we're morning people at all.
My first class is at 12:30.
So we know he ain't up in the morning at no 9 a.m. classes. So
I preferred morning classes when I was coming through college because get them out the way, and then I had the rest of the evening, afternoon, all that good stuff.
It's like we're on teams over here. We're daytime,
Right?
you're
Is this-
nighttime.
All right. What about this one? Group projects or solo assignments?
Depends on what it is. If it's like a speech or something, or like I have to put together a slideshow and speak on it, I would rather do it myself because then I'm confident in it. But if it's a group project that we're taking like months on, or like it's something we're building together, I'd rather do.
I don't know.
With
I
other
low-key like
people?
group projects better. Because group projects is like you have more than one person in there. And two, if you're like me, you can kind of like slack off a little bit. Like, like...
No, I was the one who always
let
had
a
to do
couple
all the
other
work.
people to do a little bit of the other work while you still kind of somewhat learn. It just depends on what it is, but...
I don't think it's as engaging then for you.
No, I'm still there. I'm still learning.
Uh-huh.
I'm still there. It's just like, I'm going to do all the hands-on labor stuff,
Yeah.
But-
Mr. M?
I usually don't do projects. That's a non-issue. In lab, there's no grade, but people usually work together, especially in microbiology lab, to do certain experiments. So, you inoculate that, you inoculate that. Do you really call that a project? But
Okay.
I just don't.
For me, I will always love the group project. I don't know.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes for the solo assignments, it took me a little longer to like figure out what I wanted to do or how I wanted to do it. But in a group project, the ideation starts a little early, and then I can kind of see where we're going, and then I can insert myself and how I can add to the group and
But
all
with
that
your
good
stuff,
stuff.
it's more like team building and college readiness, especially with the SGA, because we even went over like.
And
a
sometimes
team
some
building
people are
exercise.
different or better at different things, and plus, like, especially with me, because I do a lot of like editing and like design work and stuff like that. I do kind of like to go sit with some of my friends because it's just like for the creativity. Because it's like I might be thinking of something, but they might have an idea that could spark another idea, and it's just like when you have multiple people, you can really get creative on a lot of designs and different things for projects, and things like that. So,
All right, let's do one more. Let's do a 5-page paper or a 100-question exam.
5-page paper, 100%.
oh, that's a hard one, but I think I may go with 100-question exam because typing papers is not my forte, That's a lot of typing, a lot of thinking.
You didn't take a typing class?
Oh, no.
Get the words from it?
Keyboarding.
Listen,
Isn't it
when I-
keyboarding nowadays?
Mine was called a typing class when I was in middle school.
I was about to say,
we
my
had a
entire
little
time...
That's
like
not what
jelly
ours
keyboard cover.
But
where
you didn't
couldn't
have
see
to
anything.
do return. I mean, I learned it on an old manual typewriter.
See, like, my entire high school...
We might have to bring it back.
And school experience was just pencil and paper. We didn't have no computers or books, and... Like, I also knew the canvas and all this, and, like, I had to learn all this because all my stuff was books and paper. That's literally all it was. We didn't have no online testing, so.
Yeah, that was good. That was a little quick game. Let's transition a little bit and talk about some Commodore culture and talk about, get some insights on, how we get down at GCSE, not GSE. So last week we talked about, how do y'all feel welcome on campus and things like that. But now we're going to talk about, like, being involved.
Oh, yeah.
So what does involve actually mean to you at, like, Gulf Coast?
Like, being involved is, like, just making it more enjoyable. Like, especially, like, with SGA and being more involved with the students. It's like creating that, like that experience, like, when you first come to this college, feeling welcomed, feeling excited, ready to learn, and have fun. You know what I mean? Like, and be able to, like, give that to others and give back to others, especially when we do these SGA events and we give out food, fun events. Try to let the stress off because I know class is always stressful and you need a little time to, like, feel welcome and
I think-
make new friends.
I think in like basic terms though, being present and having a little bit of curiosity to be able to like wander around and explore and check things out, ask
Right.
questions is like being more involved than you could be to just sit around and just go to class and leave. You know, so you got to learn the campus, talk to people, and then that's how you get involved in the events and you find out about the SGA events where you can join a club or you can go to your office hours to get better tutoring so you understand your subject a little more. You just got to put yourself out there.
From a faculty perspective, what does an involved student look like from your lens?
In terms, well, Rich is a good example. All of a sudden, he asked me, "What are you doing next Friday?" I'm like, "Why do you want to know?" It's like, "Do you need an office hour?" We just started.
It's week one.
You already have questions. That's good.
Yeah.
So anyway, all of a sudden I started learning more about Richard. I got to know him somewhat last semester, but also now seeing his involvement with SGA and his interest, that you can be learning classes and material, but also getting great soft skills, organization, working with others, leadership, which may be, streaking an auger plate is not going to be quite those types of skills. More, So seeing that. So, but the thing is, the key, I would say, from my perspective, someone who's keyed into the system is being able to balance their school. Their school activities, SGA, sports. I have a lot of the lady Commodore volleyball players, and they have to kind of go off campus. So them balancing that with their schoolwork. And I guess life outside of that, maybe a job, family, whatever. So the key thing is to not take on too much right at the beginning and just slowly, but get yourself out there. I'm not saying don't be a volleyball player, SGA, but if all of a sudden you're failing all your classes, but you're the best podcaster, well, unless you're going to be doing that for a living.
There's a lot of money in it now. But
hey, there is.
Like you said, unless you're doing it for a living.
Joe Rogan, isn't he a podcast?
Joe Rogan.
There's so
the
many
podcast
now.
scene right now is just, it's
like...
That's why we wanted to start at one.
Oh,
we have to be a part of
we're
it.
trying to
get out
monetize
there.
this ASAP.
We're taking people to advertise with. We'll put your little logos on the screen.
Yes, please.
Would you like to tip us $1?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was curious about this question, and then from y'all's perspective as well. What does like a good day on campus look like for you, and how does that help you fit into finding your rhythm?
Ooh, a good day on campus. Definitely when we have free food available. I'm liking that, and especially like yesterday. Oh my God, the dirty sodas was like.
They honestly were really good.
That made my entire day. Like I can go to any class, and I'm just happy because I have a dirty soda. Like that was so delicious.
Next time you get with him, cola, cherry juice.
Oh gosh.
Well, make me
I always liked like a Shirley Temple, just like grenadine and like some cherries and a Sprite. That's basically what I got yesterday. But yeah. Maybe for Valentine's Day, I'll have to spice up some Cokes for you or something.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. But getting on there, having something to do.
Maybe you can do that for your wife.
And then, like, going to class. Definitely having a high-energy teacher like Mr. M to keep me, like, in the spirits.
Engaged.
And then, and then that's really about a good days. And then studying afterwards, going down to the lab. And I have a good connection with her down there at the lab and everything. So it's just like, I know everybody, and I can just be like, yay, like high energy, and just like, and learn. So it's just like keeping that motivation. Motivation is the key,
What about you, Annabella?
Speaking on the food part, I would say I've made kind of a rhythm at campus because I was always asking my friends out to lunch. That's how we became friends, and that led to more, and then I was able to make friends with Ashley, and like other people, Squirrel, whoever.
Squirrel. Oh, that's
Shout out to Riley.
We call her Squirrel, by the way.
Yeah.
She's full of energy.
She's definitely the hardest in government, but besides JB makes it all happen. He's the brains. But but going out to lunch was like a part of my daily routine because I would go to class. I would show up at 9:30 and then do my second class, and that at 12:15. And it's like, okay, where are we going to lunch? And then one of my professors that taught economics right over here in this building as well. He kept talking about tzatziki's and Starbucks, so we had to make a whole day of just going to tzatziki's. I think it's Mr. Hernan right here. He was very, very nice.
Is that by Granite Controls?
Yes.
Yes.
Right beside it.
Yes. Yeah, no, so we made a whole trip out of going to tzatziki's, and we gave him a whole review and showed him pictures. So, you know, it was definitely fun to be, like, involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love tzatziki's.
I ain't never been. What is tzatziki's?
Greek.
Okay. Yeah, it's Greek.
Oh, it's Greek
food. Yeah.
Shawarma.
Have you ever had, like, Zoe's Kitchen?
Yeah, I know what shawarma is. Trust
I don't
me.
know if I had that before.
I've been overseas in the Middle East. That is their favorite dish to eat. Is chicken shawarma. So,
Well, Zoe's Kitchen's more of a chain. Well, I guess
Tzatziki's
is also a
chain too, because there's a Tzatziki's in Pier Park, and then there's Tzatziki's right here at, like, 21st Street.
Okay. One in Mississippi, too.
Yeah.
I was happy to see that we had one here when I moved here.
Ooh, okay.
I liked Zoe's Kitchen a little bit more, though, when it was around. I wish.
You've never been there before.
So,
all right, let's talk about some anchor voices. Usually this is more of our little deep conversation, but it's going to be more of light today because we're going to talk about almost around exactly this time last year, Florida had a big old snowstorm.
had a big snowstorm. Big snowstorm.
Where were y'all during that time when it snowed? And then did you actually believe it was going to happen at first?
I mean, I was like, anything can really happen because this is the Florida weather. You know, Florida weather, it could be raining, it could be cold, this, that, and the other. But then it started snowing. I was like, it's crazy. And it snowed so much, too. It was like, I thought it maybe would get a little bit of snow. No. We got a mountain of snow. I was like, oh, my Lord. And then I heard on the news that it could possibly be snowing again. So that'd be kind of awesome to go out there and play, but only for a few minutes. See, me, I go out there and I get too cold.
So in other words, the apocalypse is coming if it snows again.
Basically,
Exactly.
everything is closed.
So we all need to go to what? Sam's Club?
Yeah,
Extra
just
toilet paper.
Get the toilet
extra
paper,
bread.
napkins,
Is that what
Right.
happened?
paper towels,
That's
Peanut butter
every-
jelly? Peanut
Yeah.
peanut butter jelly,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
That's basically what happened last year. Last year, it was like, you try to go out anywhere, it was just closed. It was like we were
Yeah.
having an apocalypse. It was like Florida
Yeah.
didn't know what to do. It was
No,
like, we
nobody
ain't never
did.
seen it before.
No, none of the states in the South know what to do.
No.
I think the only place I saw open was Waffle House. Shout out to them.
well,
Hey,
they're
they
open
stay open.
day or night.
They
Sunday
That's how
stay
you
open.
know when the
night.
city is back open. If Waffle House is open, you
Hey,
know.
we're good. If Waffle House is closed, then we got a problem.
Yeah, we're in a
Yeah,
dire
Waffle
state.
House
We're in a state. All right, so
I
So
know.
I was at my grandparents' house because my parents were out of town, so we were hanging out with them, and then it just snowed, and they live on a golf course, so we started. We got beach tubes, and we went sledding.
Oh my goodness.
So
Oh, yeah.
that was kind of fun. Had to use for my mom's old winter jacket.
Oh
You
my
know?
goodness.
sledding
Yeah.
in Florida.
Yeah.
What's interesting, coming from Cornell, we were kind of in the snow belt,
Yeah.
mid-New York. Ask me, how many days of classes did I miss in 4 years due to snowstorms?
Zero.
Zero.
They're gonna bring. Yeah.
Here,
They know how to handle it.
Yes.
Here, you see a snowflake, someone's
We're shutting
dandruff, city goes down. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. I
Hey,
was,
they ain't no school for the whole week.
Yes. I went to school, grad school in Northern Illinois, so an hour west of
Illinois?
Chicago.
Oh,
Yep, North-
forget it there.
Yeah. They bring out the snow plows, throw the salt on the road. It's like a normal day. Like, yeah, we're shutting down here.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it was going to happen, to be honest. I was like, it's Florida. No snow is going to stick and land in Florida. So I took a nap, and then I woke up, and then everything was just
It was
white.
white.
I was like, what is
Yeah.
this?
I
Yeah.
believe it has snowed before, but it was 20 to 30 years back.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
that's
a
a-
long time ago.
Probably before
Long,
I was
long time
born.
ago. Yeah.
So-
I think so. Yeah. Probably before I was born, too.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Yeah.
You might have been around.
I'm up there with the crypt keeper, yes.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I wanted to put that in there because, everything kind of paused for a second. Obviously we closed down, plans shifted, and that sometimes that happens in the semester where, things might not be going as planned. You might have that F on the first A&P test or microbiology test, and, you have to, change some things or be prepared for change at least.
Yep.
And just kind of recenter yourself and find that rhythm. So that's why I kind of wanted to talk about that snowstorm for a second.
Are you guys hurt if a student withdraws your class?
No.
What? Repeat?
Are you hurt if a student withdraws your class?
I'm going to say something that's going to not sound good.
You might be thinking what I'm thinking. Go ahead.
If the student honestly was kind of not melding with the class or melding with me, and bad negative energy, and all of a sudden they're gone, I'm not going to cry.
Yeah.
I mean, it might turn out to be the best for that student, though, because if they was already starting off that way, you know, I don't know, but things can always change. But yeah, just to recap, you know, today was all about finding your rhythm, you know, academically, socially, and personally. Academics is not always going to be perfect, you know, even on the student life side as well. But there is campus support there. Please reach out to your professors. Please reach out and get whatever student resource that you need. Come to Student Union. We'll help you find out. Go to your professors. They'll help you find out. And as a reminder, be sure to submit those assignments, especially web-based, my class specifically.
If you don't know where to go for all these like labs and stuff like that, and you're just lost, you can definitely come to SGA and we can point you in the right direction, because we definitely know where all of them are.
For sure. So don't feel overwhelmed in this first couple of weeks. You know, you got to find your rhythm. Give yourself a little grace. You don't have to have everything figured out right away, but you will. All right. If you put the proper things in place and get the help that you need, we're going to have some successful Commodores. And that's the end.
Yeah,
That sounds
thank
good,
you
guys. Thank you guys for
Episode 2.
having us. Episode 2 is done.